Hello, hello, it's Mel and Kimba. That's how I start my videos to my nieces. Hi girls, it's Mel and Kimba. So I haven't really addressed the style of the video. I think I did in one of the grief talks, but in case you missed it, I'm no longer doing intense editing. As you can see, this just started with me pushing a button on my phone because I don't really love the editing, and so it kept me from doing videos. And so yeah, you're seeing my life as it literally happens, unedited, with the sun on my nose. I didn't know it was going to be sunny, so I hope I don't sunburn in this video. It's supposed to be cold out. Good thing I wear a t-shirt and a bathing suit just in case. Anyway, so today I want to talk a little bit more on grief. And one of the most productive things that, actually hang on one moment, to make sure something important is not happening, I gotta know. Oh, I had a notification, but I thought it was urgent. It wasn't. So one of the things that helped me so significantly in healing, I want to say the word healing. I feel like I went through a healing with my mom's death because I was so utterly consumed with grief. And in the moment, it felt like it would never end, and I just thought that that was the rest of my life. And everything I Googled about grief was like, this is it. You'll feel this pain forever. And I was like, well, this sucks. Like, that's not a good way to live. And so I just started kind of questioning everything about my views of the universe of like, well, why? If all, I don't want to say all, but if so many of the things that I Google about grief are telling me, you know, your life has changed, like you'll carry this grief forever, you'll never get over the grief, you just learn to live with it. That was a common theme. You don't ever lose the pain, you just learn to live with it. And I was like, well, that's not fun. Like, it was so painful. Like, why would I even want to live to continue on with that pain? And why would I want to have children to eventually experience this lifelong pain? Like, I got real dark with it. So needless to say, I didn't believe in that. I felt it for a few days and was like, wow, what if this is forever? If at the time felt like it would be forever. And now it's just a couple weeks later and it's not. Luckily, I specialize in emotions, and so I've been able to feel, I'm not bypassing, I felt as intensely as I could. And if you are experiencing grief, there's a meditation that I posted yesterday that could help you bring up some of that stuck grief, but movement is a really good way to do it as well, to just get your body in motion to shift through some of the grief. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, make sure you're feeling as intensely as you need to. I don't recommend bypassing or trying to get over it quicker than you feel you're ready to. But at the same time, I don't believe that we are meant to feel the pain forever. I don't believe as human beings we are here to just one day have someone die and then just carry this weight of depression and sadness forever. I don't buy it. So let's talk about that a little bit more. And one of the things is to feel your feels. Okay, we've talked about that before. First and foremost, feel your feels. When you feel sad, feel sad. Let yourself feel sad. You don't need to try to talk yourself out of it. And I think that actually was kind of an issue for me, is my views on the afterlife, which I'll touch on in a moment, kind of kept me from feeling too sad because I would still connect with my mom and I could still talk with her. And so I had to remind myself, and that's one of the reasons in the meditations we say, I'm a human. It's okay to feel sad. I had to tell myself that. I went on a run because I knew that I should be more sad. I knew that I should be more angry. And sometimes that I was. And at that point, I knew that I felt I had stuff in my body, and my brain was just like, it's fine. You're just having a conversation with her. So I went for a run, and I had to tell myself, I'm human and it's okay to feel sad. I'm human. It's okay to feel sad. And then I just broke down, fell to the side of the trail, cried a bunch, and probably for like half an hour. It was intense. I had to find like some weird park bathroom for toilet paper tissues. It was rough. And then with Corona, there were people in the park. I don't know what they thought, because I was getting like sneezing germs everywhere. This is what I mean about not editing. This is real. I'm looking off to the side because my dog is debating walking up a mountain of rocks right now, so I gotta make sure she doesn't do that. So feel your feels. It's important. to summarize. But also, Kimba, what you doing? I might edit this out. She looks like she's trying to rock up. Where is she? I don't know if you can see her. I can't even see her on the camera where she is. Okay. Baby's back. Baby's back. So we were talking about me ugly crying when I was running. So we're talking about how it's important to get your body in motion to get the grief out. If you're struggling with the grief, the meditation's not working, you don't know, you feel it in there, but you don't know how to get it out, move. And just keep reminding yourself it's safe to feel sad. And what was keeping me from that, though, which I'll touch on, and it's still immensely helpful for grief, I believe, is depending on your own views, and you don't need to copy mine. I don't expect you or want you to copy mine. I think it's important to have your own experiences and your own beliefs and just formulate what you believe to be real and true in your own experiences. But I, luckily, through my job, have had experiences that, meaning to or not, somehow ended up with some medium skills, which means that you can connect and speak with someone else's energy, whether they are passed on or not. I do it through Psych K, and one of the ways that we do it is super simple. It's called a surrogation that lets you share the energy with another being, whether they're alive, whether it's an animal, a plant, an element, that's really fun, or a soul who is passed on. So immediately after hearing upon my mom's passing, I was torn up, very distraught, of course. And so I tried it with her and it didn't work, which it doesn't normally work immediately. And then a few days later I tried again and it did. And I had this beautiful conversation with her and I cried a lot. It was hard to say goodbye. It was hard to, accept, not be in denial that she was gone. It was very hard. It was very beautiful, and I feel incredibly lucky to still get to talk with her, but it was very difficult still. But one of the things that helped me a lot, aside from tangibly being able to communicate and connect with them and feel that connection whenever I want to. For example, when I get the urge to call my mother, I used to call her at certain times, and so it'll pop up to me like, oh, I would have called her now. And then I think, well, I'll just talk to her. And so I can connect and speak with her, which is really handy. And if you want to feel this connection and have this as well, reach out to me. We can work together so that you can feel this. And it's not just normal mediumship. I don't want to do it for you. Although if you're nervous, we can talk about that and I can help. But it would really be teaching you to connect in your own way so that you can be sure and know that it's working. So I'll walk you through how to do it in a session. That way you feel the connection and you definitely know it's working for you. But it's a really powerful way to help with the grief because you can still have a connection. And in the last video we talked about the invisible losses. And now this is important because your future you wanted changed when the person died, or the relationship ended, or the job ended, or whatever it is. The future you saw and wanted changed. Kimba keeps pawing at me. So it didn't end, well, the one that we saw ended for sure. But what's not really talked about, and you don't really find on Google, is that we get this beautiful, amazing opportunity to create a new relationship, right? And so if we're connecting with someone who's passed on, we still have a relationship. And for me, it's better because my mom was suffering with COPD and it was very hard to watch her in pain. So now knowing that that pain is gone, and the more we talk about afterlife and what happens in the other realms, what it's like. And there's actually a really good book called, my friend Sally recommended this book to me. It's called Dying to Be Me by a woman named Anita. I'll put the full link in the bottom of this video, but it's an amazing, amazing book. I highly, highly recommend it to anybody. And I've read this book, or I've listened to it. Her voice is beautiful. At least 10 times, probably 15 or more. At least like replaying the ending. She has a frequently asked questions section at the end and I love it. And so really for me, death is not the end. It is the end right now. For my tangible physical feeling. I cannot go see and touch my mother. I cannot give her a sugar scrub or massage her or hug her or call her on the telephone. But that relationship in physical form ended. That's the grief. The future I wanted on earth is gone. That's a grief. But a new relationship is able to be formed. And that's amazing and beautiful. And a relationship where she's more her true essence, right? Because we get rid of our, I don't want to say like earthly, but like our earthly beliefs and our limitations, and all of that goes away. And I read something, or I didn't read it, although I'm reading one of her books, but I watched a talk from Christina Rasmussan, I believe is her name. I'll put that in the comments too. And she talks a lot about grief, and it was so amazing. And as soon as she said this sentence to me, like my whole grief journey just like, I don't want to say ended, but like it really was just like, oh, okay. And it helped so much. And what she said was that when we lose somebody, they die for us, but they don't die for them. So when we lose somebody, they don't die for them. They die for us. I can't call her, I can't touch her, I can't hug her, but they don't die for them. So from my mom's perspective, or from somebody who has died, from their perspective, my view is they wake up. And if you listen to Anita's book, she mentions the part where, and this is very common actually in near-death experiences. I've read a few books on near-death experiences and people who experience the afterlife and come back. And it all seems to be a similar theme, that when you quite literally wake up to the afterlife, it feels more real than this life. So knowing and sensing and actually getting to communicate with my mother since she's passed makes it so much easier. There's this new relationship, and if you want to build this relationship with somebody who's passed, please reach out to me. I cannot express how helpful it is to have that connection when you want it. It's not like all the time, like they're talking to you all the time. It's very in your control, and it's up to you when you want to converse and speak with them. But it's very helpful, and you'll get to tangibly feel their energy and feel their presence. It's really, really cool. And then when you're done, and it's really easy to let go of. And we'll go through all of that in a session too, so it would make a lot more sense. But it's so fascinating to me that when somebody dies on earth, they don't die for them. They wake up to a new reality. And in this reality, we can still communicate and form a new relationship. So this can be really helpful if you're grieving, and especially if you're on my channel, you are likely into spirituality in some form and energy work. And right, we're energetic beings. We have a tangible body, but if you like look at this body, like keep breaking it down and breaking it down and breaking it down, it's energy, right? It's energy moving so fast that it looks and feels like physical matter, but it's energy. And so when we die, we wake up, we remove ourselves from this little physical vessel, a box, a car, and we wake up to who we really are. So my view is my mom woke up to who she really is, and that's who I'm communicating with, and it's really beautiful. So knowing that when they die for us, they don't die for them is really helpful. And you can, if you choose, if you want to, you don't have to, you can have a relationship with them still. So if that's something you want me to go deeper in on another video, let me know. Or if you're just like, oh my God, let me have that relationship now, reach out to me and we can work together to get you that relationship and that communication set up to where you don't need to do a session with me all the time to do it. We'll just do one to set it up, see how it feels, how you're supported. I'm there for support and to walk you through everything. And then as you move forward, you are more than welcome to just easily tap in whenever you want. It's an amazing and beautiful, crazy healing process. Highly recommend. But yeah, if you want me to touch deeper on it in another YouTube video, let me know. This is now becoming one of my favorite topics. Energy work and emotions have been a favorite topic for a while now, of course. And I know grief is hard, and this is something that's been immeasurably helpful for me. All the grief articles I read were saying I would carry the pain forever. And I don't believe that we have to. I believe that we are meant to feel. And then I believe we're meant to let it go and evolve. So I felt that crushing, soul crushing pain. And then we shifted out. And the evolution now is the new relationship I carry. Not just with her, but now learning this aspect and seeing it from this perspective. Maybe helping you to have a relationship with the loved one you've lost or miss. Or, I don't know, maybe it'll turn into proper medium work one day. But for now, I'd rather you get the healing you need and you be the one to make the connection. So I'm more of a teacher than a quite literal medium. But I hope this was helpful, and I really enjoy speaking with you, and let me know what else you want to learn about, hear about, talk about. But hope you have a wonderful day, and goodbye from me and Kim, my baby. Just chewing on her foot. Bye.